Good morning, students. Today we'll be discussing the fifth module in this subject, and in this module we are going to study different types of antennas. So before we start today's class, so let me see the some objectives of this module. The objectives are follows: to learn different types of antennas such as helical antennas, Yagi-Uda array antenna, log periodic antenna, reflector antennas, and horn antennas. So these are the different types of antennas we are going to study in this particular module. And we are also going to study the characteristics of each type of antennas and their application. And also we have to learn the procedure to calculate the different parameters which are associated with each of the antennas. So these are the objectives of this module. So the first antenna is the helical antenna. The name itself says it is an example of wire antenna and itself forms the shape of helix. The shape of this antenna is helix, that's why the name is called the helical antenna. And this is the broadband, very high frequency and ultra high frequency antenna, right? And the helical antenna is a specialized type of antenna that emits and responds to the electromagnetic fields with a circular polarization. So in the basic class, hope you understood what is the circular polarization in the basic antenna parameters. And the frequency range of this helical antenna that works around 30 megahertz to 3 gigahertz, right? And I mentioned in the first point, this antenna works in VHF as well as UHF frequency range. And when it comes to construction and working of helical antenna, so before that, so this is the geometrical structure, the geometrical representation of helical antenna. So this is nothing but the helix form, right? The nature of the helix, right? So here if you see, so this is the structure of helical antenna, like how it looks like, right? So the helical antenna, or so we can also call it as helix antenna, is the antenna in which the conducting wire is wound in a helical shape and is connected to the ground plate. So in the next slide you will get what is ground plate, right, and what is the wire which is wound on a helical shape, right? And to the ground plate with the feeder line, there is a straight feeder line, and to which some helical shaped wire is connected to the ground plate. And it is the most simplest antenna which provides the circularly polarized waves, right? So you know how electromagnetic waves are circularly polarized, and it is used in extraterrestrial communication in which satellite relays are involved, right? So here you can see the structure of the helical antenna or helix antenna. So this is a ground plane. Here you can see this is a ground plane, and this is a straight feed wire, right, which is meant to have helix shape curves, right? Like you can consider this as turns, right? So here we have coaxial cable with inner conductor as well as outer conductor, right? So this is completely a coaxial cable, and inside we have inner conductor and this one is outer conductor. And this wire, this helical antenna is basically made of wire, that's why it is called as type of the wire antenna, right? So these are the number of terms we have. So the axial length, the total length of this wire is termed as axial length, which is equal to n times s, where n is, capital N is the number of terms. So in this, how many terms we have? 1 2 3 4 5, 4 terms we have visible here. So n is equal to 5, and s is nothing but the spacing between the each turns, the center to center. If you take the center of this turn and the center of the next turn is here, the spacing between the center of these two turns is considered as what? The s. And if you multiply the number of turns into the spacing between the two turns, so that gives what? The axial length. And also for each the turn, so we can mark the diameter of the helix by capital D, right? And small d is denoted by the diameter of helix conductor, right? So this is outer conductor, and C is the circumference of helix. So this total, the circumference of the helix is what? Capital C, which is given by 5 into a diameter, right? So and L is the length of one turn, right? So if you take the one turn, so here it is marked, it is capital L, the diameter is capital D is here, right? And if you take a small d, it is denoted here, right? And the mode of radiation depends upon mainly diameter of the helix D and the turn spacing S. So this is very important. So there are two types of mode of radiation. One is normal mode of radiation, another one is axial mode of radiation. In the coming slide, so we are going to discuss about those mode of radiation, right? And the feed wire which lies in the flame through the helix axis. So this is the helix axis, the center of the turns. Then the length of feed wire is equal to S by 2, right? Length of the feed wire is equal to S by 2, where S is what? The S is nothing but the spacing between the two turns, right? So here is brief the explanation about the how construction is involved for helical antenna. So basically it consists of helix of thick copper wire. As I mentioned, it is a type of wired antenna. So it has copper wire or a tubing wound in the shape of the screw thread used as an antenna in the conjunction with flat metal plate called the ground plate, right? So ground plate is made up of what? The flat metal plate. And the one end of the helix is connected to the center conductor of the cable, right? And the outer conductor is connected to the ground plate, right? So here outer conductor is connected. So this outer conductor is connected to what? This is a ground plane, right? And the inner conductor is connected to what? It is a wire, copper wire. Basically it is the helical antenna, right? And then the radiation of helical antenna depends upon diameter of the helix as well as the turn spacing and the pitch angle, right? So I mentioned here the radiation is mainly depends upon the diameter of the helix D and the turn spacing between the two turns, that is S, and also the pitch angle, right? So pitch angle, so this is a new term, the pitch angle, and it is the angle between the line tangent to the helix wire and the plane normal to the helix axis, right? So if you take, so this is C is the circumference if you take, and L is what? The length of the turn. So it is a tangential between the circumference C and L, that is known as what? Pitch angle. So this pitch angle in terms of tan theta, what you will get? So tan alpha is equal to what? Opposite divided by hypotenuse. So that is opposite what? So here, so tan alpha is equal to what? Opposite is S and hypotenuse is what? Adjacent is pi times D. So therefore the pitch angle alpha is equal to tan inverse of S divided by pi D, where S is the spacing between the turns and D is the diameter of the helix, right? So that's why the radiation is mainly depending upon the diameter, the turn spacing as well as pitch angle. And there are two types of modes of operation, two modes of operation. One is normal or perpendicular mode of radiation, and the second one is the axial or end fire, or it is also beam mode of radiation. So in the first type, the normal mode of operation, the radiation field is normal to the helix axis. The radiated waves are circularly polarized, and this mode of radiation is obtained if the dimension of helix are small compared to the wavelength. This is very important. This mode of radiation is excited if the dimension of helix are very small compared to the wavelength. And the radiation pattern of this helical antenna is combination of the short dipole and loop antenna, right? So here you can see it is a perpendicular to the axis. The radiation pattern is the perpendicular to the normal axis. So in case of the second mode of operation, that is the axial operation, so you will get some small minor lobes along with the axis. So it depends upon the values of diameter helix, d, turn spacing s, and the drawback of this mode of operations are it has low radiation efficiency and narrow bandwidth, hence it is hardly used. So then what is the most commonly used mode of operation? That is the second one, axial mode. So in axial mode of radiation, right, so it is like the radiation pattern of the basic antenna, which has got major lobe as well as minor lobes and back lobes, right? So these are also called as what? Side lobes. So in axial mode of radiation, the radiation is in the end fire direction, right, along with the helical axis. The waves are circularly or nearly circularly polarized, and this mode of operation is obtained by raising the circumference to the order of one wavelength, and spacing is approximately lambda by 2, right? The radiation pattern is broad and directional along the axial beam, producing the minor lobes at oblique angles. So these are the minor lobes, and there is one major lobe. These are some advantages and disadvantages of the helix antenna. It is simple to design, it has high directivity, wider bandwidth, can achieve a circular polarization, and can be used at high frequency and very high frequency bands also. And disadvantage is the structure is very large and requires more space to implement. Efficiency decreases with number of turns, right? And applications are a single helical antenna or its array is used to transmit and receive very high frequency signals, and it is frequently used for satellite and space probe communications, used for satellites at Earth stations, and used to establish communications between the moon and the Earth. Applications in radio astronomy. So these are some advantages, disadvantages, and applications, right? So this is how the helix antenna looks like, right? So here these are nothing but the helix shaped, right, the turns. So these are the geometric views of the helix antenna, and some of the parameters which associated with helical antenna is the half power beam width between the first nulls, and the maximum directivity or gain, and axial ratio. So these are the some formulas through which you can calculate these parameters associated with helix. In the next video, we'll see the second type of antenna, that is Yagi-Uda antenna. Thank you.